What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so the last playoff series I hadn't talked about from yesterday's playoff action, Sunday playoff action, involved the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. And this is one of the few 2-7 series, first round series, where the seventh seed was emphatically favored to win over the second seed. And a large part of that has to do with the fact that the Houston Rockets systemically were dominant, or rather dominant this year. They had very dominant stretches and great coaching, great core of young players, a very good core of young players. And on a nightly basis, they have been able to be very successful. But when the Rockets, I think, are matched up against coaches who know what the hell they're doing or have the right personnel to exploit some of the Rockets' weaknesses, they have success. And one of the problems that the Rockets have is that even though they're a great defensive team, they lack that individual great scorer, that system buster. And the Warriors are going to be able to exploit that. And that's why they've been the overwhelming favorite to win this series, the Warriors, by most prognosticators. And that is the case. Even though the Warriors only scored 95 points in this game, the Rockets only scored 85 points. And for all that resting they did down the stretch of their starters to make sure that their team that was healthy and their players were healthy, all that rest, all for naught, because they had an embarrassing performance. I mean, only 85 points in this era, that's ridiculous. That's like scoring maybe 65, 60 points back in the late 90s, 2000s. I mean, it's just atrocious offensively. And really, nobody did anything for the Rockets. Maybe Schengen, 26 points, 9 rebounds. Once again, Fred VanVleet, from what I can recall, even though he had his moments with the Raptors during that championship run, once again, Fred VanVleet has an awful shooting performance. I think he was like something like 4 of 19 from the floor, 2 of 13 from three-point range. Jalen Green exposed once again offensively. This is why a lot of people feel like the Rockets should try to do everything in their power to acquire Kevin Durant during this offseason. And time will tell whether or not they're successful in that. For the Golden State Warriors, their big two came through. I think Jay Butler had something like 24 points, I believe it was. And I think Steph Curry had 31, and they both shot the ball very efficiently. Matter of fact, as a team, I think the Warriors shot 47% from the floor. The Rockets only shot, I think, 39% from the floor. And the Rockets were absolutely disgusting from three-point range. And I don't mean that in a great way. I mean that in a disgusting, the Penguins boxers after, working in the prison yard all day after eating goddamn cauliflower and raw fish and baked beans and whatever the fuck the penguin eats, whatever that is. I mean, just nasty, gross, fartalicious, disgusting filth. Whatever they shot, man. I think it was like 20% from three-point range. And that's not going to do it, man. So this series, I do expect the Rockets to win at least one or two games. But I think the Warriors' experience and, what I'm saying, the combo of Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, the playoff experience, the championship experience that comes to carrying those boys, I think that's going to overwhelm this novice Rocket team. By the way, I do want to point out something else. Um, I want to point out how I think it's rather disgusting, and I do mean this once again in a negative way. I think it's disgusting, it's despicable what the Golden State Warriors are doing with Jonathan Kaminga. Now, you guys might know that Jonathan Kaminga is not getting any playing time. And the official reason is, well, they feel that other players, like Quentin Post is one, and some of the other guys, fit better rotation wise with Butler uh, rather than Kaminga. And I think that's bull. I think the main reason why they're not playing Kaminga is because out of spite. Um, Kaminga turned down a $30 million deal. He wants at least $35 million, and I think out of spite, the Warriors just aren't playing him to try to lower his trade value this upcoming season when Kaminga becomes a free agent. And I think that's what they're doing. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think that's despicable considering that this guy has helped you win a championship in the last 4 years. Well, last, 3 years? I think that's disgusting, man. I do. So, anyway, aside from that, I think the Warriors are um, probably going to win this series. I think the Warriors are good enough to at least make it to the second round of playoffs. I'm not convinced this is a conference finals team, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what the future holds? But anyway, tell me what you guys think.